How amusing. Quit following me. How amusing. You're dead. Too slow. Quick. Too slow.
It's nothing. Impressive. grace.
There's no such thing. Quit following me. Too slow.
It hurts.
Quit following me. Too slow. Quit following me. Quit following me. Quit following me. Too slow. How amusing.
In your
Too slow. Quit following me. Too slow. Quit following me. Too slow. Quit following me. Too slow. You're dead! Too slow.
The hero's valor ripples through his robes. It's quite difficult to
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic. rises. Squall and fury. Behold! Search forth! Quit following me. Behold! Search forth! Quit following me. The wind rises.
Yay!
Too slow. Too slow. You even want this? Huh? Quit following me. Quit following me. Squall and fury. Too slow.
Splendid! More interesting trinkets for me.
Busted. Take it easy. Take it easy. Quietly now. Take it easy. This blinding sunlight is such a pain. No way I can get a nap in this weather.
Strike a pose!
Game's up. Fun's over. Gotcha. Quietly now.
Gears of the storm! Time to shine!
Behold! Search for it! The wind rises. Quit following me.
Wait a sec. Oh, today's our...
Take it easy.
Please, sign. It's been so long since we've been to the surface. Huh? What's happening? I'm fine. Let's go ask the Duke.
Ah, good to
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just now?
Ah, that. Over the years of serving as the warden here, I've developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what...
So the fort...
If you recall our...
Huh. Wait, seriously?
Aha!
Yep. It's you two. That's right. Today is our last day in prison. But, oh yeah, then be
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go.
You're not going to...
I knew you'd...
Well, you actually...
Ah, so...
After being down here for so long... Yeah,
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
we'll do our best. Well, it seems our work... We should You're going to see Monsieur Nervillette?
I'm sure just... You're right.
Take it easy.
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, excuse me. I'll be right there. Sorry,
Everyone's so busy. Nervillette!
Hello. In the meantime, please have a...
That's all right.
Very well.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to...
All right.
Are you done with your...
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the...
That's right.
A mass...
Do you have any idea?
Judging from your... A whale of that...
Immersed in primordial sea water.
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering... Yes? What is it?
Ah, right. We asked the Duke and he...
It turns out that I am the source of the
The water level...
Fortunately, if the change in water...
Navia should be important.
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'll have to ask you two to go to...
There's no time to lose. Let's get going.
Please be careful.
truth repeats its course. Too late for regrets.
Squall and fury. Search for it. Unnecessary.
Oh, brilliant!
Behold! Know your place! Huh. You even want this? Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax. such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Oh no. What? Navia should be around. We haven't seen a single soul all the way here.
What will I ever do now?
Look, there's some.
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
Help.
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
My leg! How could this...
Just hang in.
Oh, it's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
You're here.
We heard there was a.
Yes.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety.
He's wounded?
He fell.
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell...
Understood.
All right. I'm sorry. Right. A little earlier, we suddenly heard the rushing water seemed everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water, those who the Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible. But the water that flooded the area, no one knows if this could happen again.
How awful.
It was quite frightening indeed.
Is there any way we can help?
Thank you for being...
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here.
Sorry. I need to go for now.
And off she goes.
Okay, the wounded are being tended to, and we finished a preliminary head count. More support has just arrived, so I suppose I finally have a moment to focus on my own matters. Of course, Traveler.
Huh?
Thank you.
Squall and Fury. Huh.
Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of...
Right.
Navia? Navia, what's...
Sorry. I just... Malus and Silver... They...
Huh? What happened to...
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan. They were helping, and I've known that I could at least hold a funeral for my father. And I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just...
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect...
I can understand.
See, it's not just...
How could... Yet the
Buying yourself a plot.
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Cal.
Hey!
I'm quite serious.
That makes sense.
After all, besides you, Demoiselle, the two of us...
Personally.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously. But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd promised. I'm sorry for letting you see me in a...
Paimon doesn't...
I'd always thought Malus and Sil... I'm so...
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia.
By the way, you can have a look at this.
Oh, Ben, so...
It's okay. The overall outcome indicates that the cost...
Right! Malus and Sil...
You're right. What you said just now...
Oh!
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met. Yes, as for the supply...
Thank you.
Wait.
We just met.
Thanks to the Nay.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was... That said...
my subordinates have...
This is nothing to as I've told this lending your or...
Without your help...
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver.
Don't say that. As Paimon's, I've never liked...
You're right. Water is
So, you're one...
Of course. By the way, Traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Alright.
That is a Traveler. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Indeed. During some judging by the my people
So, that...
I wanted to take the... Linny told me, which is why I want to give you this task. The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family. But Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you. I'm sure you...
Oh!
The intel I just...
Got it! So...
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss
But... Are you sure you're up to exploring?
Well, there's no point besides.
Since you put it that way. All right.
Okay, let's do it.
Take it easy.
Navigating the world is a whole lot... with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you? Hup.
Shower me with praise! So,
They seem.
let's
Just be careful.
have fun with this gift!
Busted. Quietly now.
Behold!
Quit following me.
Watch it! The floor here isn't safe!
Too slow.
This place has also been contaminated.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too. A Fontanian would most likely dissolve.
Right! You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous and it won't be don't get by my wrong.
No, you're right. That complicates things.
In that case,
I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit.
all right.
Swan Fury!
Oh no, it's a dead end! Let's try climbing over from the side.
Quit following me. Too slow. Quit following me.
There's something wrong with this bridge!
Demoiselle. Huh? Demoiselle, what are you doing?
Maybe she just wants.
Yes, it would appear so.
That's quite possible. However,
Oh. This is...
is something the matter?
Oh, no, I was just trying...
Do you remember?
We were headed.
Ah, right.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too.
How...
I've been great. They were knocking at my...
Sometime.
Oh, yes, Miss Navia. These are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. I don't know.
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, Demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants.
Very well.
Wait, excuse me.
That's right.
No, it's nothing. I've heard... And why are there so few people around here?
We must mind the time.
We do...
Well, now,
Miss Navia, here you are.
My trial?
Yes, she's right, Demoiselle. It's just.
Oh?
Look, it's not...
And her two attendants are with her. Goodness, everyone's finally here.
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen. And as for the judge... huh?
please sit in the defense.
All right.
Typically, it...
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on. Did they have...
Enough with...
My dear Miss Nab, as all here know, you, after you took not only you... yes, we are one bit, therefore...
Huh?
Oh...
How?
I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now. Yes.
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Malus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She...
Stay here, Navia! You're one of...
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady.
She was born of...
Her actions... Please do not mistake...
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here. Even if everything is... Now, I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay.
And you would call this justice? Have you forgotten how much you...
Do you need...
If your justice is...
As you said, we can also have our own justice. And that...
My head...
Demoiselle!
Silver, I remember now. Everything that seemed Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Don't be afraid.
Absurd! Who are you to say don't let them escape?
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to... After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
What are you saying?
No more excuses!
He says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be?
What's with these people?
Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss Navia.
Silence.
That's...
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion, the court will adjourn.
Our thanks.
Please leave with...
But...
Go on now, demoiselle. This is your...
Malus.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that...
Malus. Silver.
Quickly, you...
Goodbye.
Farewell.
No, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive.
It looks like you're all...
Did all this happen?
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When you were just about... I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second. But they gave me the chance to... Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness...
Wait, did you say Oceanids?
Perhaps those 2...
I always...
Please come with me.
Neverlet, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right.
Why do you look... Oh, Paimon...
I merely
Huh?
Ah, see...
No way!
I see.
Oh,
Thank you.
he's still the... So...
Yes, in fact, amid my...
Yeah.
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
Oh, right! Another escape to the party! Let's get going then! Oh no, another unstable path. Watch your step.
Falling into the abyss.
We'll see about that. Seems we're almost at the top. Keep it up. Strike a pose! Have fun with this gift! Let mine echo in song!
The wind rises. Unsightly insects. Follow me.
Truth repeats its course.
quietly now. Gotcha.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden space.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
Stone slates. It seems like they were put here as an
Perhaps we should just leave them be.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate.
The surrounding wall.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see.
It feels like someone left these.
That would fit the circle.
There's a person kneeling here.
And is that Lady Farina in the 3rd image? Did the Hydro Archon fall into the water?
And is that a ring of people around her?
The 4th image. I know this one. This exactly matches the content of the prophecy.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it. Most likely due to us missing the
Don't blame yourself.
Ooh, the Paimon's getting the chills just... This says that it's... Still...
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the 4th, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before...
And yet the order is reversed here.
If we go by time...
Egeria, then. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies.
Did she herself commit that sin? Also, I'm still...
But...
It seems that any further clues will have to come.
In that case, there's no time to lose. There's not...
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
Take it easy.
Let's split up here. I'm going to check on what's happening.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard traveler. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office.
Are you really good?
She has long...
All right.
I will be...
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house...
Welcome back.
Yay! And there's... Paimon's already starting to...
Oh, that voice. Is that...
Huh?
It's you two. Seriously?
Still!
Well, why did you think... Well, I used to have... There was nothing for it. Nope. Although it is you...
Wow!
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well. Astroman.
Whoa!
My name...
Thrice as great?
I know, right?
Talk about it.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to...
That sounds terrible! But anyway, you're not fun to...
Well, I was born.
Oh, that's a good...
There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean. That was the main reason, yes. The invitation was sent quite
What do you make of...
What I can tell you, I'm afraid that, but on the flip side...
A visionary?
Of course. The old hag could do it.
Huh? Thanks, Mona!
Oh, well.
That's the greatest...
Indeed.
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about.
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we... If Paimon hadn't spoken for you, that's more than... Good morning. To be honest, Paimon's still feeling but it's time to get up, Trap.
Take it easy.
You're here! Monsieur Neurvalette and Lady Farina, they...
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little... It is not my intent. Look at
You mean...
We did not arrive in time to avert the... I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know...
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. But you found...
That's correct. The second of...
I don't.
I'll ask you, my disciple...
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. I understand your concerns, but...
Forgive me for saying this now, lady. There are several... This is not straight. You have never been...
Well, since you know about... There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix. Just trust him. That's all I have to say. We do not... Oh!
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door?
I assume you've been outside...
Oh!
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion... Still, I do not understand. Everyone in her... We may have to...
Oh?
Normally...
But
We will need to... if at all possible. This may be cruel to her, but... but who...
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved.
And here you are, drinking.
That's what family
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a...
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about...
me?
Then, how about you?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as...
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things.
That was a little long-winded, don't you?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to... As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be...
Oh?
Well, it's...
Huh?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a...
I see.
He is glad that you...
In that case, do any of you have experience?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were...
I'm afraid not, though that was their name. Today, a trap comprised... So...
For me, our line of work...
You use some of those techniques while moving...
Yes, and
I'm afraid I can't claim that as...
And I can... With discretion.
I remember that you...
I did.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I feel...
That makes sense. But I do have one more. If we were to create a... If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes...
Wait...
Only a hunter...
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them... But we shall require much more courage than any...
Oh...
Thank you for completing... It's been a tough few days. Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about... it's hard to say. After all, you're the most reliable did you just... Paimon's never seen that couple...
Don't be frightened. Aw, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky.
You're feeling lost now. Consider me a passerby. Just accepting a The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled.
What?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. just as prophecy are the things that...
What is she?
I believe that you understand, right? Ultimately.
The voice. Alright. Hey, it's you!
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively band.
Mona!
Fine, just not all fun. Why, yes, I'm in full
That's right!
Ah, yes. About what? Huh? Goodness gracious.
She said that you...
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary, but I've...
Whoa.
Their abilities...
Well, it's not...
Yes, perhaps it is some... Traveler?
Oh, we're...
I see. I guess you could consider me someone who has all... But even so, perhaps that's what En was trying to... I did originally...
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go. It was worth I suppose.
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. Hey, Traveler. Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
Take it easy.
Huh? Let Paimon see! My recent thus did it so while the journalist Charlotte... Huh. Charlotte took so much... She hasn't been able to get a hold of it. Ugh, seriously? Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition, only 60! It was so delicious the last time!
One slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all! Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake?
Wait!
That's right.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my day.
Then what if so...
But why would it...
Well...
Oh, No.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have two? These two slices are for you. See?
Oh, you know Siege?
I sure d- She said that I've got something else to do, so...
And there she goes! Alright, let's dig in. Paimon... It's more Sure would be nice if we could always eat Oh! We're near the Steambird office! Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon!
Ha! You've got some nerve!
Oh, you need... It's all right, though.
Really? Oh,
Still, what?
when Mona
So she...
She said that you're... Huh?
Oh, of course it doesn't.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh.
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! Ooh, so much...
Wait, Charlotte. Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that? If you're... From what I've seen, so in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the... Just think about it. If this nation... And then do you know what I'd do?
Well, I'd write that. I'm not a dreamer, but anyway.
That's so not. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we? The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty... Paimon's been thinking. If it wasn't fun... No, Paimon... We've always been moving to the next... You mean... Still? Huh. Feels like he'll grow more, but it's still...
Ah, so the two of you are still here.
Oh, you're from the Palais
Yes, I'm Isadora. Not at all. Yes.
Alright.
Well, that Lady Farina loudly accused him before the crowd continued.
So people...
I agree.
So what happened?
Seeing that the Marsha say...
So...
That's right. That said, I don't think there's much good.
Don't worry. Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then. If we know and as Minerva, it would be Paimon think... Huh. Well, in that case... This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Well, let's try... That's Farina, right over there.
Should I just give up? What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry. Give up, Farina. There's no point. I'm sorry, but what can I even do? Other than to repeat... Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina. It's... Farina, you were
what did... Who did that? They even... Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people...
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after!
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rat... That's a good...
Farina just ran off! Quick, we have to catch up with her! This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here!
What is this?
Hurry, they're almost here!
Fine. I suppose haste is war... I mean...
Yep, that's it.
What's happening?
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be.
Well, there's no need to...
Yeah, but the people of Poisson... It's true. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues. I've tried all, but Oh my F, we cannot make an enemy of the Give, indeed, fate. But just now, it all be as long as the fun. Don't worry. Well, that's enough for now. Don't take any. Share, that's impossible. A witness. And if to that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening now, without further ado,
So this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise. Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice.
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god? I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it. She...
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an...
Wow, how utterly...
Lady Farina, what...
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication.
Looking for excuses again.
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. You are not. But now, I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world this time. Applaud, mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Font.
Woohoo! Oh, no. Why does it feel like Farina just took over? Also, even though she's still acting...
All right, then. Who?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that... Also, please allow me to ask, just how much work...
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the task.
Navia,
most of the people who participated in the disturbances, they changed into the people's resent. Moreover, according to...
So...
And their goal...
That's right.
As the super ultimate, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson was an art. My thanks, Farina. Of course, this we had to select a
So, in other...
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster.
Then, I can guess, Nervila, you gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, also that as...
Yes, that is...
Well, Clorand, As for you, you'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd... Oh? It's fine. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this try...
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to This is a document.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here. Oh, let Paimon see. So in other words, we can let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first. I didn't think that you'd wind up getting. This is the first of Fatui, the Fortress of. According to Monsieur, I nearly the words of someone as.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, just fast forward, of course. It is only now.
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but...
Charge accepted. Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could...
Yeah,
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they... See? Even the... If you wish to...
An argument?
Well, and if I...
That doesn't sound... First of all, you may be...
Who gave you that?
A curse, but in light of this claim...
Neverlet sensed it too, huh?
Lady Farina...
Well, it is...
Well, don't start celebrating. Besides, for centuries, one need only to turn their eyes toward...
That doesn't sound right. You tried to reference the...
Didn't I make myself clear at the time?
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your... While the court is in session, you will prove yourself... That was no trick.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand that instead of having been...
The real Hydro Archon. It is true that I did not... But the oratories handed out... You can't...
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses.
My pal...
If that poses a concern...
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the... Thus did I get...
Isn't that?
Yeah, no matter...
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. I'm still the same, please.
If what the prosecutor...
Did she deceive all...
Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not... If you have no evidence of another...
Wow, she came up with... That doesn't... That doesn't... It has been established that all Fontainians...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can...
Miss Navia, please...
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last now. I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area, including those. So, Miss Farina, if we are to believe that, but if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that I do hope you'll act prudently. And
Navia from the spin.
If Lady Farina's...
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside...
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is based...
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word.
what's going on? Is she...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may...
Hey!
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm not—
Miss Xianyun? If you're present, Miss Xianyun, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siege? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. That should...
Please announce the results of your evaluation.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Thank you, Miss Xianyun. Lady Farina.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved! Shouldn't that—
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected, we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used.
I can't believe... You... Listen to me, everyone! Think about it! Also, please, everyone, anyone, just listen to me! I swear, I really am your...
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think...
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone who's two-stepped against her now.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is... guilty. We shall now turn to the oratrice mécanique d'analyse coordinate. According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, Farina is...
Well, what's wrong? What's the oratrice's verdict?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty, to be punished via the death sentence.
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an
Furina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth.
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been...
Yeah! Even Vacher wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Indeed. Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Furina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Fremine! You finally made it. I assume...
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father is...
Is that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to... But has the trial already concluded?
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to... Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other
Huh? So what do you see?
I believe I've now made...
Huh? So when you...
In truth, however, I'm uncertain as to how...
Okay, let's try to... The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into... Does that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. That reminds Paimon. Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and we didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? That doesn't...
The prophecy from the fortress of... If we... We know from... And the... This... Perhaps what is about to take place in the
quite...
It's not as simple when not the...
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater. Convert. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually... Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meripede was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come. The stone slate's content can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light. Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now, but...
Let's hear them.
Incredible.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for it.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the... That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try...
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navi... So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth... In the end, did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much... However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of... When we were at the root, now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make...
What?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontanians and the sin of the Hydro Archon. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the seven, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontanian.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slate's respective positions are, in fact, correct. A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water, they have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate, the nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well. You may also recall Therefore, the meaning that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the Court of Justice. Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial, in truth, everything we've done...
What should we do?
Huh. No map?
If that's the case...
Traveler, I would like to point out another about the fourth slate. However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, as for the root cause of the catastrophe, this eruption was just a small warning of the things to come.
It was both dream and reality.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the Primordial Sea, right?
The truth, the original sin, the trial.
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the Opera House? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it is chosen. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the star. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main... And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again, once it's managed to recover its...
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy,
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself. Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something. We've already done everything we can. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some...
Indeed. That's not how a grand...
I'll fight it to the end.
so the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the... Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do...
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Farina! No, I still need answers.
You...
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
Ah, the sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Focalor? Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria, for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Oh, who permitted you to come onto this stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my... All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance. Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it? I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontanians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
Too slow.
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
Quietly now.
Dare to mess with me? Here's the...
Behold!
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Quietly now. I didn't...
Yoo-hoo! Stop that!
Busted.
Dare to mess with me?
Farina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are...
Be not nervous. Be not afraid.
Wait a moment. You're... Mirror me? How... Mirror me.
The prophecy.
What prophecy? Wait. I know. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain.
Oh.
What's going on?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a...
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people a chance to turn things around. I will tell you how to save everyone.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. Goodness. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one? But if the prophecy will come true, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side and my pain on the other, is it not obvious where...
You truly are the perfect human, my ideal. I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role, that of the new Archon.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into being a human yourself. I'm sure you already know. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing
I'm still not sure. So, how long am...
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. You will endure and not grow old, but I promise you.
A trial, huh? The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you've all heard. In truth, I know as the god Focalor. Once again, I thought I might...
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity...
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen.
Wait, what's going on? Oh, right. Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to... Calm down, Farina. Think. What do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act? Assertive, with a strong... Now, I was wondering if some weak... you may consider... Now then!
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were in
personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, we have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that the scales of may law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our. There is, so long as
Yes! Oh, yeah!
Lady Farina, here are today's case.
Besides,
That's true,
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now.
Lady Farina.
No need. All right.
He's...
Lady Farina.
I see. It's as I thought. Oh, man. Really?
I'm...
The day is fine, but it's good to... Maybe this is fine.
Lady Farina, here are...
They'll be...
Lady Farina.
Indeed, my...
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant
Understood. I feel...
Lady Farina, it's like a dream being able to speak with you up close like this. I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive... Are you crying?
This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god. So hundreds of years, I never imagined. Have I want to tell someone, anyone. I've conducted so many investigations across the centuries. But there's all I can do is keep heart.
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden, although I don't know what
Cher, that's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my—
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can just share it with me.
A witness. Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just... He's right. I could confide in him, but if things don't play out as No, Farina. But what if... Farina, is it sudden if you let this think about it? Long and hard. No, all you need to do, dear spectator, is to
Fine.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, it seems that trusting
I believe that. How would you be?
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Eudex of Fontaine has pinpointed. I'm sure you.
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the... It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along.
And then I became one with the oratories, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device... In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the oratories take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Farina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium, but really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority had to be, accumulated to an...
It was all a part of your plan then? Both the trial and the...
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia, had it only been used for that purpose. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia, and breaking through the institution.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But...
Oh, what? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And
all you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the...
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception... Hydro Dragon, Hydro Dragon. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea. and the heavenly principle stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontanians as humans, in other words, existence was Egeria's justice. And to me, justice is the continuation of that existence, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Iudex Neuvillette.
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, at last, I now understand the true purpose. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. You are a devious one, Focalors. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
I, Iudex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
What just happened? Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for—
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be—
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from that creature. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice. The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. Come with me, traveler. The hour of— Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon power. We shall look for an opening together. I can feel the sorrow turning into hostility.
Truth repeats its course. Things are about to get dicey. Shower me with praise!
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chance may present itself.
Squall, that's far enough!
Manifest the authority of the ancient dragon. I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its roots from within.
Quietly now.
Gears of the storm!
Behold!
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. should have been my job, but... oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as pet—
That power. Who are you exactly?
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right? It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world. So you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation. So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master. Wait, is that right?
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sertologi.
Huh?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfulnir then? Or...
Ooh, that one we've heard! Rhine part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either, but I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait! Didn't you also mention a visionary person?
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Hey! Help! Over here!
hands, initiate emergency rescue! Hurry!
Hey, lend a hand!
Look! The water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Are you alright?
We're saved. The prophecy was wrong. The soil renewed. The Spiriti Rasula old soil can still Skyship Winglet. The various disputes people always go. Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the report.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The value for these big scoops. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a
Paimon's curious.
and that's exactly.
Are you?
Oh, this time.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy.